Story number 20, Small Town Orchard. In the small town of Abednego, Washington, a 26-year-old man named Kent Bouchard, who recently got married, opened up a beautiful orchard that is on 10 hectares of land, which is almost 25 acres of land. This orchard was opened to the public on Thursday, August 15th, 2024. This place grew apples, pumpkins, oranges, lemons, limes, and pears. A festival to celebrate the grand opening was set to last until the following Sunday night. This festival served fresh lemonade, lemon water, apple pie, apple fritters, lemon cookies, and an orange tart. The most commonly grown fruits in this orchard are apples, especially given the location of this orchard. Everyone was excited about this orchard. The new orchard brought the community together in the festival, and they played fun games and enjoyed the good food. Kent Bouchard is married to the love of his life, Victoria Bouchard. They both were sweethearts since high school when they first met in youth group. This orchard delivered fruits, cookies, and pies to local grocery stores on a regular basis. Then on Saturday morning, Kent took his wife on a date to a wonderful cafe. They both indulged in a delicious creme brulee, with a medium caramel latte on the side. During the date, Kent said that the cafe, which is owned by his younger brother Steve Bouchard, serves the best lattes and pastries in town. The cafe also serves a few other desserts that are not pastries, like creme brulees, and the trendy baked Alaska. One fun fact is that Steve Bouchard opened his cafe 5 years prior at the age of 19. On the following morning, Kent and his wife went to church, and they attend church at Abednego Calvinist Church. The pastor of this church is Fabio Lombardi, who recently moved in town from Italy, and is fluent in both English and Italian. He preached his first sermon in the new church, and he preached a sermon about assurance of salvation. He preached about the 4 different types of people: those who are saved and they know it, those who are saved and don't know it, those who are not saved and know it, and those who think they're saved but are not. He explained how the 4th category is the most dangerous one, as this is the one category lukewarm Christians are in. Fabio pointed out that there are so many lukewarm Christians who live their whole lives thinking they're saved, but when they die, they find out that they were not actually saved. This is indeed very scary. A very scary scenario that does take place for the false converts. Some verses he quoted are Revelation 3:15-16, which says, "I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot, so then because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth." He also quoted Matthew 7:21-23, which says, "Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity." Fabio described each of the 4 groups and preached about how important it is to have a true assurance of salvation. He then preached the essential doctrine of sola fide, which means faith alone. This fundamental doctrine tells you that you don't need any works for salvation. Then after church, Kent went to continue the final couple of hours of the festival at the orchard, as the festival was set to end at 7 p.m. Fabio brought his family to the festival and they enjoyed it. Then in the following month, the orchard was getting ready for harvest season, and came up with a delicious kind of pie called autumn harvest pie, which is a pie with pumpkin pie filling and apple pie filling mixed together. This pie was set to be sold in local grocery stores and served at the next festival, which is set to take place from October 4th through the 6th. This one orchard frequently brought the community together, with hosting a couple of festivals each year. These festivals were a very good witnessing opportunity since people came to have a great time. The last festival for each year is set to always be the Reformation Festival, which starts on Reformation Day, which is October 31st, and ends on November 7th, regardless of what day of the week these dates stand on. On the other hand, the first festival of each year is the Spring Forward Festival, which takes place from Friday through Sunday of the first weekend of April. Then on Thursday, September 12th, Kent took his wife on a trip to North Cascades National Park, and they spent a weekend there. They arrived on Thursday afternoon and got started with the fun. As they were hiking, they were looking at the nature around them, and were in awe as the beauty of God's creation. Kent shared some interesting things he learned about the beautiful nature. Victoria was really enjoying it since it was her first time visiting a national park. It was at that moment when Victoria officially became a nature lover. On Friday and Saturday, Kent and his wife enjoyed other fun activities too. On Sunday, Kent and his wife went to a church near the national park, and the doctrine there was found to be sound. The pastor of that church is Marcus Driscoll. After church, they went back to the park and enjoyed an amazing time, each breathtaking view after breathtaking view. They also enjoyed the wonderful stargazing each night as well. Then on Monday afternoon, they went home back to Abednego, Washington. Then around half a month later came the Autumn Harvest Festival. This time, fresh apple cider, pumpkin spice latte, pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, apple pie, pumpkin spice cookies, and cinnamon apple cookies were served at this festival. The festival turned out great, just like how the previous one did. Throughout the fall of 2024, it was a relaxing time as people came to buy fruit and pumpkins. People also came to buy pies and cookies as well. The harvest in the orchard was plentiful, and the family members who work on the orchard got the job done. Hay rides also took place at the 3 festivals that were hosted here. On Saturday, October 19th, Kent took his wife on a date to see their favorite hockey team, Seattle Kraken, take on the Calgary Flames. As they were at the game, they were cheering on their favorite team, especially when Kraken scored a goal in second period. The special occasion was that it was Victoria's birthday that day, so Kent took her to the game for her birthday since Victoria always wanted to go to a Kraken game. Kent and his wife Victoria have both been Kraken fans ever since the team's founding in 2021. After third period, the game was tied 1-1, thus causing the game to go into overtime. Then when the Kraken scored the game-winning goal in overtime, the couple jumped up in excitement along with the rest of the crowd. The couple went home celebrating. They still managed to go to bed at a decent time as the church services at the church they attend start at 11 a.m. Then on the night of Wednesday, December 11th, Pastor Lombardi preached a sermon about whether Christians should celebrate Christmas or not. Fabio pointed out that the topic of Christmas is a tertiary issue, since what your views on Christmas are will not affect your salvation. After this, Fabio preached about the 3-tier doctrinal hierarchy. He preached that the 3-tier doctrinal hierarchy has primary issues, secondary issues, and tertiary issues. He explained what each issue was. He preached that the primary issues are essential topics that are non-negotiable, as being wrong on such topics will affect your salvation, and therefore we must agree on such issues. He then preached that the secondary issues are theological issues that will not affect your salvation, and therefore we can agree to disagree on such issues. He then preached that the Tertiary issues are non-theological issues that do not affect your salvation, and therefore we can also agree to disagree on such issues. He even gave examples of what topics are primary issues, what topics are secondary issues, and what topics are tertiary issues. After preaching this, he explains that the reason why there is division in the church is due to secondary and tertiary issues being treated as primary issues, and primary issues being treated as secondary or even tertiary issues in rare cases. Several weeks later, Kent and his wife sat in front of a fireplace drinking hot chocolate while a blizzard was taking place outside.